Hello, welcome back to English Now. These are today's topics. How to talk about locations and logistics. How to talk about regional and geographical features. Linking sounds in sentences. Expressing fear or worry and giving reassurance. Prepositions with adjectives. Giving advice and warnings about safety in the workplace. And more. Interesting, isn't it? Do you ever get lost? I do, especially in car parks. I once spent an hour trying to find a friend's house, only to realise that I was in the wrong village. If you're like me, you'd better learn how to talk about locations, transportation, and logistics, so don't miss our next lesson. Yeah, getting lost is easy when you're in a place that you don't know very well. That's why it's good for you to know how to talk about locations and explain how to get to them. When you talk about a place in English, you must give the name of the place and say where it's located. For example, I'm in my mother's house in the countryside. We're at the British Museum in London. Charlotte lives in a small town called Menton in Provence. When we talk about places in English, it's helpful to explain where it is in relation to other places. And in order to do this, we need to use words like far away from it, indicates distance, not too far from, further than, near. You know this word already. It means not far away in distance. Within walking distance, 40 kilometres away, 2 hours away, and so on. So, if we take the previous sentences and we add some information about where those places are in relation to other places, we could say, I'm in my mother's house, in the countryside, it's near the Pyrenees. We're at the British Museum in London. London is in the south-east of England, 80 kilometres away from the sea. Charlotte lives in a small village called Menton in Provence, near the border with Italy. With this information, you can get an idea of what you need to do to get to these places and the logistics necessary to do it. This involves transportation, schedules, luggage, plane, train or bus tickets, departure and arrival times. It can be a bit stressful, to be honest. So when you need to get to a place, you have to check the transportation available. Imagine that you're visiting Charlotte in Menton, Provence, near the border with Italy. Let's say you are in Lisbon, Portugal. First, it's good to check the location you're going to on a map. Then you check the routes available. You could take a plane from Lisbon to Marseille and then a train to Menton. You could take a train from Lisbon to Madrid and then another train from Madrid to Barcelona and then another one from Barcelona to Perpignan and another one from Perpignan to Menton. You could take a train from Lisbon to Madrid and then rent a car and drive to Menton. You could rent a car and drive all the way from Lisbon to Menton. Of course, you need to keep in mind several things before you make a decision. For example, What is your budget? When do you need to get to your destination? Are you travelling with children? Are you travelling with animals? How much luggage are you carrying? You must think about all these aspects and then choose the best option for you. I personally like travelling by train, looking at the views and enjoying the trip. Also, it's more environmentally friendly and helps reduce your carbon footprint, which is very important. Have a nice trip.
Since we're talking about traveling, this is just a reminder that in English we don't say that we are going somewhere in car or in train. No, that sounds terrible. We use the preposition by to talk about transport. For example, Natalie loves traveling by train. We went to the city by car. Got it? Always by, never in.